Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into the channel for another humidor review. Today we're going to be reviewing this brand new big bad boy from NewAir. This is the NewAir 840 Electric Humidor. First off, before we get started, a huge thank you to NewAir for always including us in their new product and letting us be some of the first reviewers to get their hands on their stuff and let you guys know what we think about it. Before we get going though, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you can be notified when we're coming out with new content. This is an all new look and designed by NewAir. Has a built-in humidification system that helps manage the moisture levels. Extra large capacity provides room for 840 individual cigars. OptiTemp controls both heating and cooling for full temp control. Spanish cedar drawers preserve cigars and create a stylish display. Door-rimmed LED lights make it easy to find the perfect cigar in seconds. So before we get into the looks of this guy, what's new from old versions and how it works, I want to let you guys know, I want you to all sit down because you might fall over if you hear this, but this retails at $1,500 brand new. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, man, that's a lot of money. I can't afford that. You know, I can get a lot bigger humidor for that. But what we're going to talk about today is why this thing is worth every penny and why you should think about picking this up. So let's get into it. What's different about this guy as opposed to previous versions? On our channel we reviewed the NewAir CC100, the 100H, the CC300H, the NCH250 was our latest review, and now we have the 840. Bear with me guys, we're sitting on the ground because this guy is so massive that he is just made to sit on the floor. So I'm just kind of crouching down here with you guys, getting a good look at it. But what they did different in this version as opposed to previous versions is now you have this all black look, where older ones had the stainless steel on the front and then we had the digital buttons on top on the outside of the door. They've actually moved those on the inside. Another change is that we have a handle and that the door actually opens without sliding the whole unit. Instead of that blue LED light at the top, they finally got rid of that. They finally listened to all of our complaints about that. Didn't really light anything. It was really still installed from the old Winador days. And now this guy, if we open it, he has LED lights lined all the way around for a great display. And the last thing that's different about this guy is not only does it heat and cool, but it humidifies, and that is groundbreaking. That is so awesome to hear. It's music to cigar lovers' ears that you don't have to worry about, you know, bringing in your own humidity devices. You can just allow this thing to do its job, and we'll show you how that works in a little bit here. All right, so what comes in the box? We have the Winador, keys, some packaging here, which I believe is just some extra hardware for the drawers, and your owner's manual. I do suggest you do read this just to see the maintenance, how to fill up the humidification, how to get the handle on, and whatnot. Now the handle is the only thing that you have to assemble, and it's really easy. There are screws already sticking out here. All we have to do is peel back the refrigerator seal here and then take your screwdriver and screw it into the handle here, and then just tuck the seal back in. Not a big deal, took me about 5 minutes. This thing is going to be a little bit bigger than the CC300H. It's going to be a little bit taller, a little bit deeper, and I think the width is going to be about the same. But this thing is going to weigh a ton. This thing weighs about 80 pounds, and I tell you, it took me and all my strength just to get it down the steps by myself because I have it here in my basement. So it is recommended that you have this just sitting on the floor. I wouldn't put it on a cabinet or anything like that. It is heavy duty and it's made to just be freestanding. So keep that in mind. It surprisingly has a really quiet motor. Like I said previously, we reviewed the NCH250 earlier last year or late last year, And that thing, it was a 250 count, so a lot smaller, and that thing was a lot louder than this. I could hear it from the other side of the room just constantly running. Every now and then you're going to be able to hear this thing kick on, but and you can maybe hear the water dripping a little bit because of the humidity kind of doing its thing. But overall, it does not bother me at all. It's very quiet. I'm very happy with the noise control on this guy. Alright, so now let's talk about the looks of this. We kind of mentioned what's different from the old version, but now let's take a look at the looks. So we have this all black door with a great viewing window here. This is going to attract fingerprints really easy. Now, you do have a handle, so you don't have to worry about it too much, but because it is on a lower level, if you have little kids like myself, just expect there to be a lot of fingerprints. As we open the door here, you can see that the digital button display is on the inside of the door, which can be good and can be bad. I like it that it's on the inside because, again, little kids, they come running around and they're just touching buttons and whatnot. Now that they're on the inside, they're not going to be able to do that. However, you have to open the door in order to change any type of setting. So that can be a pain, and we'll see how annoying that gets. Let's take a look here at the buttons. So here our first button is to change between the temperature and the humidity, and it'll blink on which one your setting is at, and then from here you can go up or down. The next button is the power button. You need to hold it for 3 seconds, then it'll turn the machine off. We have our light display. You can have 2 settings or 3 settings to the lights, I guess. One would have them on constantly. 2 would be to have them on just when you open the door, which is what I have mine set on. And 3 would have them off at all times. You have your temperature gauge, your humidity gauge, your up and down like we talked about, and then you can change it between Celsius and Fahrenheit. So really cool there. It did take a while to get the humidity up to where I wanted. I have it set at 68, and it did take a couple days to finally get up there. Same thing with the temperature, so just be patient with that. I would like to calibrate this and actually see how accurate it is, and if NewAir really stands by that it's plus or minus 1% accurate. I'm not sure, but I'd like to check into that, because obviously we want to feel comfortable that this is going to be reliable so that we're not ruining all of our cigars, right? It comes with 4 Spanish cedar drawers, and they smell amazing right out of the box. You do not have to wipe this thing down at all. It smells great, and it's giving that nice aroma to the cigars. And the great thing about this is these are heavy duty drawers on metal rails, just like in your kitchen. This is great. I am so happy that NewAir did this. For a while we had to go through wineanddoors.com to order our shelves or our drawers, and now I don't feel like we have to do that at all. This comes out of the box ready to go. It is completely high quality, and it just looks so sleek. Now this says it holds 840 cigars. Now I would just say take the low end number, maybe 840 Robusto cigars, but I think I have between 300 and 400 in here right now, and you can see we have quite a few gaps here. With the drawers, you can see they are very big, and there is a divider in the middle that is glued in, so you cannot remove that. So if you're putting boxes or something in here, they're gonna have to be just right size wise, long and narrow, or they're not gonna fit. I do feel that this is more so made for single cigars. However, I don't feel like you're gonna be able to store as many cigars if you're keeping them all in singles like myself, because the higher that you stack them, the more likely they're going to spill over, and when you open it, they're going to shift and fall in the back or something like that. So just keep that in mind as well. So again, the lighting effect is really nice in here, and I love that it goes all the way around. It looks like you can also add a few more drawers here. I'm not sure if NewAir is going to sell those separately, but you can take these out and adjust where they're at. I do like this bottom drawer a lot. This is where you're going to fill with the distilled water, but just a lot of space. I still have a lot of space in this bottom drawer. We could go a little higher here, so comfortably you're looking at quite a few cigars in this guy. The door does have a really nice refrigerator-like seal, and it is magnetic. You don't have to worry about any humidity leaking out or the temperature, rising or falling, so that's really nice. All right, so next let's talk about the humidity device in this model and how to fill it up. So we're gonna open the door, and what you need to do is pull the lower drawer out, take this cap off, and you're gonna pour the distilled water right here. Now, the tricky part is you kind of have to pour some, check where you're at, where your level is at for filling that reservoir tank. And the only way to do that is to pull this drawer all the way out, take a flashlight and kind of just peek down here. There's a tank back down here, and there's a fill line. It's just kind of a plastic tab. You do not want to fill past that tab, and that's how you have to check. So then I gotta fill it more, so I gotta close this and then pour some more and just kind of guess on how much I'm putting in. If you have water in this tank here, if you can see standing water here, you filled it too far. So that's kind of a wonky way of doing it, and I get that NewAir did it this way so that they could hide it, if at all possible, and wouldn't be visible and you wouldn't notice it. But it's just kind of a pain in the neck on how to fill it and how to know how much you're filling it with, and if you filled it too far. It also would be nice if there was some sort of an alert when you're getting low, so you don't have to constantly check it. But maybe with the next model they'll do that. But the drawers feel really sturdy, really great, and I love the look of this humidor. It is so awesome. This device also has a compressor unit that works between 32 degrees and 109 degrees. It is made for indoor use, but at that temperature you're looking at any kind of climate you can have this at. Whether you're in the desert, whether you're in the Midwest North like me, this is great for all uses. I wouldn't keep this in a garage because it's just not made for those extreme temperatures. But a basement, a showroom, a living room, something like that, you're gonna be good to go. All right, so now that we have a good look at this new humidor, let's talk about some of the things that we like and some of the things that we dislike about this model. A couple things that I dislike or hope that NewAir just kind of improves upon in the future are, I wish there was some sort of alert when your humidity gets low. I think that would be cool, so you're not constantly just having to check and not knowing how quickly it's going to go through the distilled water you pour in. I do wish that there was a different way of filling the reservoir tank, and that it wasn't like so hard to see what your fill line is at, pulling out the drawer and taking a flashlight, trying to see where you're at with that. I wish that was a little bit easier to navigate. And while I do kind of like the buttons on the inside, I do wish that the trim around the front wasn't so thick on top, because the only way I can really see what my temperature and humidity gauge is at is if I'm sitting on that level. So if I'm standing across the room, even sitting in a chair, it's really hard to see what the level is at because it's just kind of tucked under this front part of the door. So I wish it was either on the outside or just a little bit lower so that it was more easily seen. Other than that, I don't have any concerns with this model. I think it's awesome. What I liked, or should I say what I loved about this, is that they added humidity. They listened to everything that the consumer, us, had complained about for previous models. They added humidity. They added high quality drawers instead of just those crappy little shelves that you couldn't really hold anything on. The lights, we've always wanted lights in our humidors, and we would always buy the light strips to put around, but now you don't have to do that because it comes with awesome LED lights as well. So all the things that I've complained about in the past models, they have addressed, and I'm so happy that NewAir listened. Before we wrap this up, I just want to let you know that we have a link in the description below where you can go and pick this guy up. Now, you can use the code SIMPLE and save yourself $150, which makes this a really good deal. Again, I think this is the most bang for your buck. This thing has everything you need to pretty much set it and forget it, and it has a ton of space. It looks great. great showroom piece, great conversation piece. It looks great in any room, and I think NewAir hit a home run with this. Top-notch quality, looks so high-end, and you won't be disappointed. I know it seems like a lot of money, but I think this is really worth it. So hopefully you guys like this video. Let me know down below what you think of this model from seeing it here, and let me know what your thoughts are, if NewAir knocked it out of the park or if they got some stuff to work on. Subscribe to the channel, and until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.